Okay, our warm-up today is simplifying rational expressions. Day 6 is what happens when we have a complex fraction, a fraction over another fraction. So fractions over fractions are division of fractions what we've done before. You take the bottom, you flip it up and multiply, and you cross out factors and find restrictions. So what I like to do is I like to find all the factors first. So the very top, factors of 14, that give me 9. So minus plus is going to be minus minus, so that's going to be 7 and 2. So we've got n minus 7, n minus 2. Underneath that, we can take out a 4, and that leaves me with n plus 7. Underneath that, we've got an n minus 7, and we've got an n plus 7. What I'm going to do here is find my restrictions. With complex fractions, the numerator up here stands alone. Everything underneath the numerator is a restriction if it's got a variable on it. So here I've got 4 equals 0. Doesn't make any sense for that factor. We have n plus 7 equals 0, n minus 7 equals 0, and then n plus 7 is written over again. So I don't need to write it twice, just once. So I know that n cannot equal negative 7 and positive 7 when I equal those two together. That takes care of my restrictions. What I need to do is flip this bottom fraction. So n plus 7 goes to the top. And then underneath that, I've got n minus 7. So what I want to do with this is I want to go ahead and get rid of any factors. I'm going to write it over again. And here's what I have. I've got n minus 7, n minus 2, and n plus 7 on top. Underneath that, I have 4 times n plus 7 and n minus 7. Have my restrictions. Let's go ahead and reduce things out. N minus 7, same on top and bottom. N minus 2, nothing. N plus 7 is the same on bottom and top. That goes away, and you're left with your final answer of n plus 2 on top. Or, I'm sorry, n minus 2 on top, and then underneath that is a 4. You're done. The next question, you got to make sure you factor all the way out, no matter what. So here, the top part is, I'm going to take out a 2v, and that's going to leave me with v plus 8. Underneath that, I have to find my factors. So I'm going to do the factoring for this down here. I've got 2v minus, 2v plus. So I need to find my factors. 2 times 7 is 14. So it's going to have 7 and 2. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. I know I can take out a 2 over here, which gives me v plus 1. So there's my other one. We have 2v minus 7, and then v plus 1. Underneath that, I know I can take out a greatest common factor of 4. So I'm just going to do that over here. I can take out a 4. That leaves me with v squared plus 7v minus 8. So plus minus is going to be 8 and 1. So I've got 4 times v plus 8 and v minus 1. And then underneath that, I can take out a 10. So 10 comes out. That gives me v squared minus 1. And I can use difference of squares right there. So I have 10 times v plus 1, v minus 1. Now I need to find all my restrictions. So I take every factor that's underneath here and write it over, set it equal to 0. I've got 2v minus 7 equals 0. V plus 1 equals 0. 4 I don't care about. V plus 8 is equal to 0. V minus 1 has not been done yet, so v minus 1 equals 0. V plus 1, I've got that already. V minus 1, I've got that one already. So here's my restrictions. So here I've got 7 over 2. I've got a negative 1, got a negative 8, and I've got a positive 1. So I'm going to put it in order. I'm going to go negative 8, negative 1, 1 and 7/2. So I know that v cannot equal, in order, -8, -1, +1, and 7/2. Once it's in factored form, I'm going to take this one, bring it up, and I'm going to rewrite it as a multiplication. So here I've got 10, v plus 1, v minus 1. Underneath that, I've got 4, v plus 8, v minus 1. I'm going to rewrite it with all the factors written out. So 10 times 2, that's 20. V is out already. And then I've got v plus 8, v plus 1, v minus 1. And then on the bottom, I've got 4. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 factors that I've got to write out. So starting over there, we've got 2v minus 7, v plus 1, v plus 8, and v minus 1. We have our restrictions. Now we need to start crossing things out. 4 is going to cancel. This 20 changes to a 5. Nothing can cancel with the v. I've got a v plus 8. That goes away down there. V plus 1, that goes away. V minus 1, that goes away as well. We're left with 5v over 2v minus 7. That takes care of our warm-up for today.